Yo, YouTube traders, Earn with Todd here, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you a more aggressive approach when it comes to trading Kangaroo Tails, specifically on the entry points. And I'm also going to be showing you a secret Fibonacci hack that actually helps increase your risk to reward opportunities so you can get a much higher reward in such a shorter time period. So I'm going to pull up a trade here I did on the morning of May 3rd, 2021, and I was trading on US 30. I'm going to pull that trade up. By the way, if you did not know, if you go to your account history on MetaTrader 4 and pull up your trades, you can click and drag on the chart and it will pull up your previous trades that you've done. So right here, here's the May 3rd trade. We can clearly see I took an entry right here. Price did go up and it did go down. And I didn't get a very big trade, obviously. There you see just a small $8 loss though. But I want to review how this trade could have actually been a well over $400 or $500 trade had I played my risk properly and I used the Fibonacci secret hack that I'm going to show you right here. So as we can see, we had a pretty good kangaroo tail here. There was also some divergence on the FOREX index. Let me draw this up right here. Here we can see FOREX index, a really good tool to use if you want to use some divergence with kangaroo tails. And it's not me that actually came up with the idea to use the FOREX index as divergence. In the book, Come Into My Trading Room, the author of that book shows that he uses FOREX index trading kangaroo tails, and that's actually the original guy who came up with the idea of kangaroo tails. Walter Peters, the author of Naked Forex, actually found out about kangaroo tails from that book, Come Into My Trading Room. So if you want to add FOREX index, just pull it up on your indicators. You don't got to add anything else to the settings. Just use the default as is and look for that divergence. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull up the Fibonacci tool and I'm going to click and drag where my entry was. And as you can see, it's not the Fibonacci numbers you're expecting to see. This is actually custom Fibonacci numbers. So here we see the price right here. This will actually be a stop loss, but it shows -1R. And then here, the next level in the Fibonacci, we have the entry followed by, you see 1R here, 2R. I'm actually going to show you how to use those settings. So go ahead and pull up your Fibonacci properties. And if you want to use the Fibonacci to convert it as a risk to reward tool, you're going to copy these settings exactly. So for the first level, you're going to put in -1. And then for the description, you're going to put in percentage and $, followed by these brackets -1R. Next level, you're going to do 1. You're going to do the same one, percentage and $. Then you're going to put your entry. Then for level 3, just put in 3. Copy these exactly. For the next level, you do 5, 7 for 3R, 9 for 4R, 11 for 5R, and vice versa. Just keep adding on 2 additional numbers, and you can increase your risk rewards on this tool. I'll have these exact settings down in the video description as well. So let's get back to this trade. Let's zoom in here. As we can see, if we're trading kangaroo tails, we know that we optimally want to put a stop loss below the tail, right? Well, I've been having kind of an eureka moment because I've been streaming every single day on Twitch, trading kangaroo tails for the past year, and I found out that, my risk reward appetite just is not being fed. I want bigger risk rewards, and came to the conclusion that for a more aggressive approach to trading kangaroo tails, that hey, you know what? A good idea to start trading more aggressively is to start entering as soon as a kangaroo tail prints, and then having a tighter stop loss, which is going to allow you to have much bigger lot sizes. And as we can see here, let's say if I enter this kangaroo tail right away, had a stop loss halfway up, hey, I can hit 5Rs instead of me waiting for the next candle to trigger above the kangaroo tail, which is going to confirm that, hey, maybe it's time to enter. I'm going to have a much wider stop loss. And you can see I'm barely getting 2Rs right there. And as we can see, I let price go up here to about 1Rs. And because my risk reward appetite just was not fed, price came back down, hit a trailing stop. And needless to say, I was not very happy. And it wasn't until after the fact that I realized I made a major mistake. Like I said before, my entry should have been right on target. There was bullish divergence right away. Could have had a very tight stop loss. Could have put on 5 standard lots instead of 1 standard lot and possibly bagged $300 or $400 in a 20 or 30 minute time period. Instead, by following my original kangaroo tail setting rules, I have a much wider stop, and like I said, my risk reward just is not being fed. So I'm going to pull up a Twitch clip in this trade that I actually took. That's a great benefit of trading on Twitch. You can see me trade every single day. You can see every single trade I take. All my losses, 100% transparent. I got nothing to hide. I can't cherry pick all my wins, but I'm going to pull up this Twitch clip and we're going to see the big mistakes I made in this trade of waiting too long, and I was spending just too much time analyzing. And you'll see how a 30-second difference makes all the difference in whether you're going to have an $8 loss or a $300 or $400 win. So I'm going to pull up this Twitch clip and we're going to review the 30 seconds after the fact that I noticed this kangaroo tail. All right, so here is that Twitch clip we're going to play. This is exactly when I noticed there's a kangaroo tail. This is when I played it. Let's click the play button. Kangaroo Tail extending past there. So right there, I immediately recognize, okay, there's a Kangaroo Tail. It's extending past a zone. We have some bullish divergence too. And I recognize there is a bullish divergence. That is the time where I should have absolutely entered the trade. I didn't need to waste time. We can see price has already gone up. So I should be entering just like that. But look what happens. I wait. And this is a big mistake that I did. Bullish divergence. See, now I'm wasting a couple more seconds. Drawing a line, I don't need to draw a line. I already know there's bullish divergence. Seconds are ticking by. There you go. I'm doing a measurement. I'm thinking about, okay, whether or not I should buy, but the fact is, I should have bought already. There you can see 10 seconds, huge difference. And price is still going. I'm going over there and I'm measuring a second time. Another mistake. I've already made about 5 or 6 mistakes on this trade. Entry should have already happened. Just do one. And then there we go. After about 25 seconds of recognizing there was a Kangaroo Tail, there was also bullish divergence, price had already started to go up. I waited 25 seconds and I was only going to enter one standard lot because the stop loss is going to be a lot bigger at this point. There you can see it, my stop loss right there. I was risking about 30 bucks, way too low of risk on dollar wise, and my stop loss was about 300 pips. But if we go over here and recognize how many pips I could have got in, go here and measure this. So here's the fact, when I recognize Kangaroo Tail with bullish divergence, I could have already reduced my risk by half, 150 pip stop loss instead of having a 300 pip stop loss. And if I went even tighter, I could have even had a 75 pip, 80 pip stop loss. Pull up that Fibonacci, look at that risk reward. There's my entry right there. If I do that, I can go for a target of 5 Rs to 6 Rs, maybe even a little more if I went even tighter, like having a stop loss right below the actual Kangaroo Tail body, and you could get away with a 1 to 10 risk reward. But because I waited 25 seconds, I had no chance to make some big profits. There you see, okay, I'm not happy with the 1-to-1. A lot of you might have taken that trade, but for me, just not feeling it. I'm not trading every morning just to get 1 Rs. Okay, I want to go big. So I hope you see the power of trying a more aggressive approach to Kangaroo Tails, of entering right away, not waiting 20 or 30 seconds, just entering right away on impulse. You know, they say trading is not supposed to be emotional, but hey, it's easier said than done. If you can remove emotion and just on impulse, enter that Kangaroo Tail trade, have a much tighter stop loss. Hey, you can put in much bigger lot sizes. Like I said, I could have done 5 standard lots. If I went even more aggressive, I could have got 10 Rs and made 500 bucks right there. So that is the difference between losing $8 and potentially making $400 or $500 in the same period. So the point of this video is making you recognize, hey, we got to be a little more aggressive with Kangaroo Tails if we want the bigger risk rewards. Now, obviously, if we enter Kangaroo Tails immediately, not all the time it's going to work out. For instance, there was a Kangaroo Tail about 30 minutes before that, this one right here. Now, if you had entered this right away, had a more aggressive stop loss, obviously that one would have lost. And maybe that's the risk we got to take. If we want the bigger risk rewards, just enter on impulse and get those big fucking profits. So I hope this video showed you the potential of a more aggressive approach to trading Kangaroo Tails and getting those bigger $400, $500 trades instead of maybe getting a smaller loss. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you got any value out of it, please like, subscribe to this video. Leave some comments down below and make sure you tune into my Twitch streams every single morning, 6:30 a.m. Pacific, right at the New York Stock Exchange bell open. And I'm on for about a couple hours. So have a good rest of the day, everyone. And I hope you got tons of value out of this video. Have a good one.